Adorable animals that mate for life. According to the World Wildlife Foundation (WWF), about 5% of all mammal species and 90% of bird species are monogamous, meaning that they choose a partner and stick with them through thick and thin. From seahorses and swans to gray foxes and gibbons, here are some of the animals that mate for life. Lovebirds.
As their name suggests, lovebirds are extremely loving creatures. They don't like to spread the love, however. According to Smithsonian, these colorful birds mate for life after reaching sexual maturity at around 10 months old.
Old field mice.
Old field mice are one of the few rodents known to mate for life, as a paper written by Auburn University zoology professor Michael C. Wooten notes. Though they don't live long, the average life expectancy of an old field mouse in the wild is less than 9 months. Bonded pairs will spend their short lives breeding and taking care of offspring.
Atlantic puffins.
Puffins usually breed with the same mate each year, notes wildlife expert Richard Jameson. The Royal Society for the Protection of Birds website. Paired-up puffins don't necessarily stay together year-round though. According to James, puffins spend about 6 months at sea, and it is not known whether the breeding pairs stay together over the winter.
Coyotes.
Coyotes are fiercely loyal creatures to their partners, at least when researchers from Ohio State University followed 236 coyotes in the Chicago area over a 6-year period. They found zero evidence of polygamy or of a mate ever leaving its partner while they are still alive.
Seahorses.
Monogamy isn't limited to creatures on land. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the seahorse is just one of many creatures that mate for life. And fun fact, in these monogamous couples, it's the male that gives birth to the offspring.
Dicks.
Though most antelope species travel in packs, dicks are different. This miniature antelope, according to Smithsonian, prefers to travel in monogamous pairs, and they only have one offspring at a time.
Bald eagles.
Another bird species that mates for life is the bald eagle. According to the National Audubon Society, this national bird uses nest building to solidify its bond with its mate. The pair continuously adds to the structure, so that after many seasons it assumes gargantuan proportions and stands as a symbol of their fidelity.
Albatrosses.
Yet another bird that's famously monogamous is the albatross. These globetrotters mate for life and are incredibly faithful to their partners. To see what real devotion is like, you need to spend some quality time with an albatross.
Beavers.
Want to be a good partner? Just act like a beaver. According to PisNatureWorks, these rodents mate for life, only seeking out new partners if and when the first passes away. Talk about till death do us part.
Gibbons.
Gibbons are a family of primates split up into 19 species. However, all 19 of these species have something in common. They mate for life. According to WWF, these small apes pair up for life and form a family that stays together until the offspring grow up and leave home. It's almost like fully grown humans leaving home once they become self-sufficient adults.
Sandhill Cranes.
Every March, hundreds of thousands of sandhill cranes congregate at the Platte River Basin in Nebraska to prepare for migration to northern breeding grounds. The National Wildlife Federation notes that, while there, these birds will use unison calling to form bonds and hopefully meet their forever mates. By the time the migration north is complete, most birds are paired up and ready to build a nest together.
Barn owls.
Barn owls are quite devoted creatures. According to the National Wildlife Refuge System in Willapa, Washington, once these cute birds find their mate, they're set for life. The female barn owl attends to the nest while the male brings food to the female, and chicks. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Geese.
Geese take their romantic partnerships very seriously. Take the Canada goose, for instance. According to Citizens for the Preservation of Wildlife, Inc., this water bird is so devoted to its mate that it will put itself in danger just to protect them. When one member of a mated pair is injured, the other will even guard them until they either recover or pass away.
Prairie voles.
Prairie voles are all about equality. Not only are these small rodents monogamous, but they also split nest building and child rearing duties equally. In the wild, approximately 80% of situations where a vole loses its partner, they won't ever seek out another.
Swans.
Swans are quite romantic creatures, as their reputation would suggest. According to Swan Sanctuary, these animals generally mate for life, and if a mate is lost, then the surviving mate will go through a grieving process like humans do. After it is done grieving, the swan will either remain where it is alone, find a new stretch of water to live on and possibly find a new mate, or rejoin a flock.
Titi monkeys.
When Titi monkeys mate, they mate for life, according to the National Primate Research Center at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. These mammals tend to form close emotional bonds with their partners, and they prefer not to spend too much time apart when separated from their mates. Titi monkeys exhibit significant distress and agitation.
Pigeons.
It might come as a shock to anyone living in an urban area to learn that these pesky birds are one of the animals that mate for life. In England, pigeons can breed up to 8 times a year if the conditions are right, creating 2 offspring each time. No wonder cities have pigeon problems.
Monk parakeets.
Though monk parakeets, or Quaker parrots, are social creatures that live in colonies, they're a one-partner kind of bird. According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, these colorful creatures form monogamous pairs, and they spend a lot of time preening each other.
Gray wolves.
Gray wolves might look scary, but deep down, they're just looking for love. According to Wildlife Sanctuary Animal Ark, these furry animals are monogamous creatures. Though during breeding season, only the alpha pair is allowed to fornicate and reproduce. Darwinism at its finest.
Black vultures.
Black vultures are hardly the face of romance. However, once you get to know these flying animals, they're actually quite amorous. Hawk Mountain Sanctuary in Pennsylvania notes that black vultures mate for life, and coupled-up crowers stay together year-round.
French angelfish.
According to the University of the West Indies Online Guide to the Animals of Trinidad and Tobago, French angelfish are most often found in pairs, and these pairs don't really change, seeing that angelfish mate for life.
Gray foxes.
Both red and gray foxes are monogamous creatures that mate for life. According to the Wildlife Rescue League, the animals tend to live in small groups that include bonded partners, as well as young and single females who help care for the little ones.
Scarlet macaws.
The scarlet macaw isn't just the biggest parrot in the world, it also has one of the biggest hearts. According to the Rainforest Alliance, this colorful bird mates for life, and bonded pairs lay up to 2 eggs annually.
California condors.
On its website, the San Diego Zoo notes that California condors mate for life. There is a catch, however. If a pair is incompatible, it is possible that they will part ways and seek new mates. It's uncommon, but it happens.
Shingleback lizards.
Creepy crawly critters know how to be loyal to. The shingleback lizard, for instance, is extremely monogamous, seeking out the same mate every breeding season, according to the Australia Zoo.